I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly, and we are back with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy true crime stories, news, politics, and so much more, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. I really would appreciate it. And if you are a returning listener, subscriber, well, thank you guys, as always, for being a friend. I really appreciate y'all, and please like the video if you like it. Give me a comment, whatever you can do. It really does help me out, and it's a free way to do so. And I thank everyone in advance for watching this video.
You know the thing.
So let's get right into it. Alright y'all, so let's get right on into it. Thank you guys for being here with me today, and I wanted to come on here and just talk about this issue that has been getting some attention on Twitter, and then I just so happened to see a body cam footage video of another similar incident, both in the same area, funny enough. Oregon, are you guys okay out there? What the fuck is going on with the state of Oregon, and particularly Bend, Oregon? They like to bend over, apparently, a lot over there and show their genitals to children and whoever else is in the area. You know, they don't give two fucks about anything. I was shocked and appalled to find out that there are currently states in these united that allow for this type of disgusting, lewd, and lascivious behavior in front of children, no less. So we're going to get into a couple videos. It's going to be a fairly quick one. So this is from Bend, Oregon PD's body cam, but it is annoying because this footage, they blur out everyone's face. It's another thing with like the West Coast and like specifically like California and Oregon and places like that where like they treat the criminal with more respect than they do the citizens who are law-abiding citizens. So instead of like, you know, putting these people who want to be naked in public and show their bodies to toddlers, instead of putting them on Front Street and shaming them, you know, they blur out everyone's faces, including the police officers, the criminals, and even the person reporting in this case. It's like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is not transparency. This is not the way that it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be a level of transparency when it comes to these things in the public, because we need to know who's out here doing what. Okay, and so this has been kind of a recent trend where a lot of these police forces will blur the or try to protect the identity of the criminals that are out here committing crimes, and I just do not agree with that. So it says the following is Bend police body cam footage from June 4th of 2024. Police responded to a call about a naked woman approaching the outside of the home where a child is present. So they blurred the faces and redacted some audio. So let's watch this.
You're looking for the B&B? There's another half mile. You can't miss it. Thank you.
Thank you. Leave?
Yeah. Back up. My name's Wayne, by the way. I'm a nudist.
Oh, yes, we noticed your penis earlier.
Touche. Yeah.
I'm a butterfly! I'm the wing!
Oh, Grisham is a butterfly.
I'm really a boy.
Okay, that'll be our secret.
All right!
He thinks I didn't hear what you just said, but I did.
These folks pulled the old flip-to-do at the ravine. Probably trying to back out because they thought I was some kind of naked weirdo.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, sorry guys, that was the wrong clip. That was actually just some other footage from, you know, another Oregon gathering. My apologies.
Hello. Okay, I'm Officer Everett, NPD, just, you know, my camera's on. She lives next door?
You guys have been here a lot of times for them before.
Okay. What's her name?
Her name? Her name? That's what they told me, I don't know. Yeah, her name.
Okay. So, what happened?
were sitting over here, 3 of us, my wife and my 2-year-old boy, and she came walking through the yard over by my truck, took a left, came up here completely naked, besides a shirt which was like draping like this, unbuttoned.
Yeah.
With her vagina out and everything right in front of my little kid. And I quickly covered his eyes.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Never seen
She
anything like
knocked
that.
on my front door too, and it's just like, open the, whoa, headlights are on.
Earlier.
You know, so
Okay.
I heard.
And she live in.
No, up in the building upstairs over here.
Okay.
Who does
Perfect.
this?
I'm gonna wait for my partner to get here.
Yeah,
So,
good idea.
just so you guys are aware.
By the way, who are you people that like to be nude in public? Who like to just fucking have your tits flopping out all everywhere, and your vag, okay, your lady clam out and about, breathing fresh air, breathing our air. You know, like, how dare you have your vagina breathing the same air as me in my vicinity? I better fucking not see it ever, okay? Because that's disgusting. There's a time and a place, okay? If you want to go be nude, go to a nude beach. Go to Europe, okay? They're a little bit more accepting about that, but even that is disgusting and gross, okay? My goodness. Just blatant disrespect for anyone and everyone, and I think it's more of like, you know, how can you argue that it's not a sexual thing? Because it has to be. Otherwise, are there any nudists in the chat? Are there any nudists watching this video? Please explain it to me, because I don't get it, not one bit.
Where in Oregon, you can walk around completely naked. There's no law against it as long as you're not doing it. Yes. As long as you're not doing it for your like sexual gratification or the gratification of somebody else. Like, you can literally throw, like, we've had people throw running shoes on and like dudes just go jogging naked, and there's no you know, if she's making like an effort to like look at me type thing. And
I think that's what she did. She walked straight up to us. I'm sitting with my little kid. She says, look at my body, my bare naked vagina right in front of you.
That's what she said?
No, but that's what she's doing by presenting herself to us.
No, I get it. And like, I don't agree with it that it's okay. I'm just telling you, in Oregon, it's not a crime to do that. Like, you can just walk around in the nude as long as you're not, it's not for a sexual
For your
manner.
information, now she has a history. It wasn't but a couple, less than a month ago that you guys were here in public ways.
I need to get a record of you saying that, because when I tell my wife, she's not going to believe that. So you're saying
I can show you the ORS,
but
for sure.
You're saying in the state of Oregon, someone can walk up to your 2-year-old kid completely bare naked, and that's not a crime, even if it's on your property.
Correct. Well, so it's trespassing, but what I'm saying is there's no laws against the actual nudity portion of it. So
you can expose yourself to children in Oregon.
Again, if you're not doing it for sexual gratification or the gratification of somebody else, yes, you are allowed to walk around in public naked.
It's hard to believe, because we're on private property. This is where I live, and someone just came and exposed themselves to my 2-year-old boy. This officer's saying that it's not a crime. So any of you out there that are viewing this, please check and make sure that Oregon State revised statute says that you can expose yourself to little kids. Because this is unbelievable. Well, I don't even know why I bother calling you guys.
Because I'm going to do what I can to help you is what I'm trying to explain. I'm explaining that the actual...
No trespassing.
And
the actual
it's going to happen
nudity...
again in the next time, but apparently I can go take my clothes off and go walk up to little kids to show them my body, and that's not a problem in the state.
If you're doing it specifically to go show a child your naked body,
But
yes,
okay,
then...
you know, this is what I don't get, and this is where we fail as a country. We keep just making these laws after laws after laws, and they're all, for the most part, or for like a lot of them, 90% of them, are idiotic, and they fucking don't make any sense. They serve no purpose. Okay, so how are you going to prove someone's intent? Okay, by walking around naked, you have no idea what that woman or man or whoever it is that's showing their genitals everywhere, what it is that they're doing that for. There's no way for you to know. And even like, still like saying, oh, you know, like they're doing it like in a way that's like, oh, look at me, look at me. They could just say, oh, I was just bending over to pick up something. I'm not showing you my butthole. I'm just, I dropped my pen, you know, like, sorry. I mean, what is that? Why even have a fucking law? Why even make a caveat in this idiotic allowance of letting people be perverts in public? Okay, it just makes no fucking sense. It's easier to just have a cut and dry, no public nudity. There's no public nudity. There's not much question about what you mean by no public nudity when you say there's no public nudity, okay? It's not like, well, you can be nude in public if you don't have the intent of sexual gratification or showing yourself off deliberately. It's like, what is that? What is that fucking mouth word salad? I can't with you, Oregon, right now. I really can't.
There's the intent behind what you're doing.
And her walking up to us, where I'm sitting right here with my little kid, that doesn't constitute that.
Because of where you're talking about, and I'm telling you how law works on this. Like, that's a common area where people would approach a residence. It's not in your backyard or in a private area. That's a public act. Your mailman, somebody who's coming to your door, anybody who's visiting would walk up this way. So her walking up and approaching you, if you say, hey, I don't want you here, and leave, and she turns around and leaves, she's not broken any law because
sorry to stop it again, but like, so you're telling me somebody knocks on my door butt ass naked and I don't like look through the window or look through the peephole like to see who it is, then my eyes can just be assaulted with somebody's disgusting body without my consent, okay? Fuck what this man and his family thinks and how he wants to maintain his home. That doesn't matter because reasons? Is that what you're telling me? Okay.
She's approaching on a public right-of-way, basically like how you would approach anybody's front door, okay?
Okay, earlier
she left when she knocked on my door.
But what I'm saying is we can still trespass her, and if she ever comes up here again to your door, then yes, she's going to go to jail for trespassing.
Do it.
Right?
But she could be naked on the sidewalk.
Right there in that tree.
And that's fine. That's what I'm saying is, though, that is something that I could enforce. I was just trying to explain to you the nudity portion of it.
It's hard for me to believe, man. That's insane.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Believe me, like, we get calls for this type of stuff. Like I said, a guy running down Reed or north into 3rd Street, butt naked with running shoes.
But
it's not a crime.
Approaching children, though?
It
Again,
doesn't
there
matter.
would have to be the intent. Like, if it's like, I jump the fence at a school and I walk up to a playground full of kids naked...
Oh, that's
not
where
okay.
you draw the line?
That's not going to be allowed.
Well, this
but
is a playground. See the toys?
But somebody approaching the front of your house and there's a child, because there's a child outside when they do that, and they leave when they're told, they haven't committed a crime.
I don't know if it's the laws that we have here, or if it's you guys not having a willingness to do something about it.
It's the laws that we have here.
As far as I'm concerned, you guys are completely fucking useless pigs. This is ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
You can go ahead and trespass, but that's insane. Imagine if I had a little girl out here and someone was bringing their penis over in front of my little kid. Are you just saying that that's fine?
I'm trying to explain to you.
Blame the laws, but
I've had people bring things over before, but that's a new one for me. You know, just having people bringing their penises over, that is a nightmare situation, okay? I guess depending on who's, well, anyways, regardless. Moving on, I'm just saying, that's disgusting. And, you know, this guy gets kind of vulgar with the cop and, like, on, like, one hand, I have a bit of sympathy for the cop, and on the other hand, it's like, no. Absolutely not. Y'all should not be enabling this, especially if you have an opinion on, the opposite opinion on what the current position is from the legislature. It's like, if you don't agree with that shit, why be a cop and go enforce that bullshit? It's absolutely, I was just following orders, okay? I was just following my orders, and I need to keep my job. So yeah, give me 5 vaccine shots. Give me 5 COVID jabs because I don't want to lose my job. I'm just following orders. Maybe you shouldn't follow the orders if they're not good. If they're not actually what's correct and not actually the right thing morally, maybe not do that. I don't know.
I'm saying that's as far as I'm concerned.
Do you understand when I'm in uniform, I don't get an opinion about what I do. I get to enforce the law. I don't get to say whether I personally believe it's right or wrong, and I don't think you're understanding
what you're doing,
that.
Though, because you're interpreting her walking up to us.
Maybe if more of you guys
No, I'm going off what you told me.
No, that's your interpretation.
Okay.
Yeah, so her walking up and approaching my little kid, that's her trying to expose herself to my little kid, but you're deciding, you, officer...
Would you like me to have her trespass from this property?
If Oregon,
you can go ahead and do that, but then tomorrow she can walk right there and do the exact same thing with an impunity.
About law and order,
You're
don't
correct,
be a cop
because
there.
there are no laws against being nude in Oregon. It's nothing to do with a personal opinion. It's everything to do with the application of the law and what I'm allowed to do in this state.
I find that hard to believe that if it was a man over here with his penis out, you guys would have him in cuffs right now.
Nope.
Well, I find that hard to believe, and I won't test it because I don't want to be a sex offender. But I would be a sex offender for the rest of my life if I did that. But
do you understand when I'm talking about the intent, though?
Do you know what happened when I called 911? The lady on 911, the operator laughed at me.
when I said there was a naked woman. She laughed at me.
Right.
That's the response I get from you useless fucking people. This is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever dealt with.
Well, I think if we can get to the resolution of this, I can understand your upset.
There's no resolution though.
I completely understand being upset.
Yeah,
like I'm not telling. I have kids. I would be upset also. Okay.
Oh, really? Would you?
But what I'm telling you is there's only certain things that I can do to hold her accountable. Trespassing is one of them. Being nude and walking up to a front door of a residence here in your backyard and she walks in, different. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like the law differentiates.
That's not an easement. It's not a walkway.
So it wasn't less than a month ago. She was out here naked, throwing stuff off the porch and throwing stuff out the window. So there's a record of her, and she was.
I have.
It's gonna happen again then. So there's nothing you guys can do.
Search and find. You're gonna
for the nudity portion of it. There's really not.
So what has to happen is I have to move then.
So. Like I said, trespassing. She can get arrested for trespassing. If she comes up here, she can be trespassed, and she'll be arrested for that. Right?
Yeah.
Stand on the curb then.
Right there.
If you're on the curb, there's nothing you can do about that. That's what I'm telling you. Unless she's acting.
And then you know what happens when they get arrested for trespassing? The woke DAs that work out of Oregon State drop the charges, and then it's a big fuck you in your face. Okay, give a damn about what you think and your family. They don't really care. They're not there to protect you or to serve your rights. They're there to serve the degenerate pedophiles' rights and the gay retards. Okay, sorry, hate to tell you that.
Acting in a manner that is like corresponds with sexual gratification for her, or she's trying to arouse someone else.
There's no way to prove that.
That is specifically what the law says.
Well,
like she was trying to arouse us when she came over here earlier, knocking on your door.
Yeah, she was standing.
Do you know what her name is?
I don't know her last name. I forget. So yeah.
We're not friends.
And she's upstairs in the house right there.
This one right here.
We'll go have a chat with her.
Yeah, chat it up.
So I don't know what happened to that. So
she maybe a pre-trial or something. So
well, and you know what else these three men are guilty of right here? You know what else? You know why they're not being served? Why their grievances are not being heard? They are in fact guilty of being 3 straight white males, from what I can tell. So that's a big no-no these days.
We're sitting right here. She walked up to my child.
I'll fill you in.
Okay.
So we're gonna go have a chat with her.
All right. Cool. We'll go talk with her.
Sounds good. I'm trying to explain to them the law and like being nude and what you're explaining to me is not. Yeah. Being nude doesn't constitute a crime.
No shit.
But he didn't want to listen to me. He said we're useless fucking pigs, and he shouldn't have even called us. And I was like, oh, well, this is the aluminium. Do you all live in the same unit? Or is it different units?
The 3 of us do.
You all 3 live in the same unit?
Yeah.
Which unit is that?
This is a 3-unit building, and we all live in each.
So is it one address with multiple, like, okay. I'll grab the address for the trespass so I can put all the units in there and, okay.
Just FYI, I gotta let you know I'm recording. I'll hear about something that happened.
And look at her.
Much. Do you mind chatting with me real quick?
Vagina's still out.
I'm gonna chat with you guys.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because I just don't feel like it.
Okay. I'm going to explain something to you. Okay. Walking around naked and approaching people's front doors when they have children outside is not going to be tolerated. Okay. You're going to be trespassed from all of this property, all 3 of these units. If you go back, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
Looks like she doesn't give a fuck. Looks like she could give a shit less, okay? If somebody's got their bush out and they don't even have respect for themselves. So it's a tall order to ask for you to respect, for them to respect you, being a cop. she just looked like she just walked away. We couldn't see because they were blurred her disgusting, nasty, naked body up. But, yeah, she said, I don't want to hear this. I'm going back inside. Okay? I'm going back inside, which is where she should have been in the first place. She doesn't have time for it.
You know the last one.
We know this alley.
You're not supposed to be naked out in nature. You get a mosquito bite on your coochie.
Yeah, this is simple.
How you doing, man? You live here?
Yeah.
So, are you...
Yeah.
So, apparently, Joel was naked, and she came out and walked around and went up on the front porch, and there was little kids out there and stuff. And I'm trying to explain to her that she can't, like, that's not a good idea.
I told her to go to bed because she's been up all night.
Right.
She's not in any trouble for it.
Okay,
Yeah, I was trying to explain that she's going to be trespassed. If she goes back over here, she's going to be arrested. They're all
She's been up
very
all night.
upset.
I wonder doing what?
Understood. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
And just FYI, we're recording.
So,
Are you...
So what's your last name? I just need to write it down.
We're roommates now. She's my ex-wife, though.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Not roommates, next wives.
What's Joel's last
We're
name?
friends?
Or what's the address here?
And she came back out. This is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's her last name?
It's seeming pretty methy in this, you know, the situation's, it's giving meth, it's giving, drugs, it's giving, Bobby and Whitney. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it.
Let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
Is it cocaine? Is it pills?
It has been.
Good.
What's her date of birth?
Good.
So the reason why I'm asking you this is they've asked for her to be trespassed
Is it
here. This.
What's her last name?
Okay. 11, 8, 90. There. So before we continue, are there any weapons in the apartment?
No.
That she could access right now?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing
Okay,
like that.
ma'am.
No,
Go back inside.
Okay. So she's being trespassed from this property right here. If they go on
You
in
didn't
front
want
of
to
the house
talk.
where she was
Take
earlier,
your ass
That's
back
the female we're out
inside.
with.
belongs to that property right there,
Yeah.
we will arrest her. And we'll
These,
take her to
yeah, this whole building, all
Okay.
3 units.
And since she's standing right there nodding her head, I believe she understood that. So, I would do your best to make sure she doesn't do that again. Her being naked, not a big deal, right?
It is.
Based
It
off
actually
what they
is.
told us, it sounds like it wasn't a crime to us. It's okay to be naked.
No, it's
How
not.
she was acting, though, not appropriate.
Yeah.
And with the
Push it a little bit
situation,
further,
not
it
appropriate.
could be a crime. So if there's
you know,
children.
The word choice there, it's not okay to be naked. It's fucking not. It's just not. It's not okay to bring your bush over to the neighborhood kids. Okay? It's just, I'm sorry, it's not. So you could say that, you know, legally speaking, it's permissible, but everyone here thinks you're gross, degenerate fucks, okay? And I just want to tell you that. I just want to shame you because that's what's been missing so much in our society these days. That's what really is a driver of a lot of problems, is the lack of shame that people are exposed to. Okay, when you do something bad, especially something degenerate or sexually deviant or whatever the case may be, shame is a pivotal part of rehabilitating that behavior. Okay, you have to dole out a substantial amount of shame on people that are willing to break societal norms on that level. Otherwise, they're never going to learn, and they're going to increase their level of degeneracy to a point where it's going to be a problem for everyone in society. And that's what you don't want, okay? So all of these words matter, and what they're saying to these people, it does matter. And whatever, they might be trying to be like neutral in the situation, but you're not. You're coming across like you're on their side. You're coming across more like, oh, hey, if I'm okay. She can bring her naked titties out wherever she wants. Nudity is just fine, but you know, just not in front of kids, or just don't go over there. You know, like no, absolutely not. You know, what I would say is like my hands are tied by the law and the laws that are passed by the legislator and the government, but nudity around kids is unacceptable, and for her to bring her naked self over there, knowing that there's children over there that are playing in the yard, is absolutely and morally reprehensible. And we're not going to allow it, okay? Not in my town, okay? That's what I would say, but that's just me.
Walking around, so be considerate of your neighbors and their children.
Do you mind if I got your information, sir?
I really don't want to give it right now.
We have all of it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have me.
We've been here before. We have it on file.
I just
not a
need
problem,
to take
sir.
care of this.
All right, have a good day.
No problem, sir. Wow.
That's all right, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
Do
thank you.
thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, now you want to shake his hand? What the fuck is this? No, I don't want to give him my information, but it's nice to see you, buddy. You know what? Go to hell. Go to hell.
So she's been trespassed. I just need to grab all your guys' info so I can put you in the trespass request for that. What was your name?
We were talking to. We set her straight. Don't worry. I told her, don't you do that again. Listen here, lady. Don't do it again. We're warning you. Oh, shit.
He's over here.
Do you have a cell number?
Yeah.
So
say, man,
we've notified her.
I already know all about the trespass. I understand how it works, but like the way things are going, and I see you guys took the blue stripe off your car, the politics and everything in this state. I'm sure you're a great guy, you're a great officer, but the way that this shit is heading, you're being so handicapped, you're being so held back that you either got to go somewhere else or find a different profession, because it's like, I feel like I need to just move away from this terrible, terrible state. Shit just seems to just get worse and worse. People stealing stuff out of my truck. I call you guys, they come out and they just shrug. What are you gonna do? You know,
There's
nothing you can do.
It's challenging for us because you have like getting stuff stolen out of a car in the middle of the night. Like it happens all over the city.
What it
and
is, it's the homeless. And the fact is, you can corral them, you can put them somewhere, you can tell them you can stay there, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, they're all in the same boat. They're all doing the same thing. I caught them stealing my stuff 5 different times.
Mental health and legalizing drugs are the 2 biggest problems we have, because with the drug use and it being legal, they steal everything to go get their next fix.
I know about
and we deal with it
Maybe y'all should do something about it.
It's just insane. I don't want my kid to end up with the same shit.
Yeah.
No? Well, the fact that you care will probably help keep that from happening, right? I talk to a lot of parents that are like,
but I feel like
you actually care about your kid.
What can
right?
I do? You know, subject to the same thing tomorrow potentially, but
get out of there.
It's what it is, I guess.
It sounds is if we keep documenting it and she becomes a nuisance doing that. You know what I mean? Like
Nothing
it gives
will
us
happen.
it may be.
No, maybe, yeah, maybe. Keyword maybe, meaning nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Until they change politicians, until they change their government, nothing will fucking happen.
But
Sorry.
she'll screw up. She comes up here. You've got
Nothing
cameras.
will happen to her.
Like you record her up on here. We told her because all 3 of you. So she has no reason to be on this sidewalk right here, right? If it's all 3 of you guys, that's perfect, because that means it keeps you protected all the way out to the sidewalk. This is all part of your property, right? So if she cuts through here, anything, call us. She'll go to jail. Okay? Like, I'm serious. We will, like, I am happy to do whatever I can to help out for somebody who's causing issues for you like that. I just can't bend the law for my opinion, because like I've had calls like this before. You know, the neighbors out gardening, butt naked in their front yard, and they're like, my kids can see from my house.
So you guys will chalk it up to a difference of opinion, because the neighbor out gardening is different than someone approaching you.
No, it's not different.
But it's not.
No, it's
The
not.
intent.
No, it's none of it is okay. I don't care if you're out, you know, fucking spreading the word of Jesus Christ himself and you're butt naked in the front. It's not okay. It's not okay. I'm sorry, but it's not okay. Let's just make the distinction and make it firm, okay? Because it's like all this wishy-washy, like, well, it's okay in this case. And like, oh, well, over here, it's okay. Like, it's one thing if you do this and it's another. No. Stop bending. Stop conforming yourself to other people's craziness and lewd, sick, twisted mental illness behavior, okay? Let's just put a line in the sand and stand firm behind it, because it's like ridiculous at this point. I don't want to see you gardening out naked. I don't want to see you reading the Bible out naked. I don't want to see you having a picnic with, fucking 10 wiener dogs, which any other circumstance, if you had 10 wiener dogs, I'd be a happy camper. I don't want to see nothing, okay, from you naked in public. It's not okay, especially if there's kids around. I mean, even if there's not kids around, I am a child at heart, and I'm a child of God, so I don't want to see it.
To specifically, like, if your kid's out here playing and she walks up, talk to your kid naked, that's a little bit different.
No, it's
right?
all the same.
Even then, it would still be hard to prove that there was a sexual intent.
Right.
Right?
You can't prove
She's
it.
acting in a lewd manner, props herself up on the table and is like exposing herself to a kid.
Okay.
100% she's going to go to jail for that. That's a sex crime. Right?
So it comes down to a slight variation in
it's the action. Simply being nude and walking around or walking up to knock on somebody's door is in and of itself is not a crime. Right? If you're in your backyard and she comes through your back fence into an area where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy and she's nude, you would be looking more like a private indecency. Right? That would be against the law, just because of, that's what I'm trying to say, is the nudity and where she was doesn't make it a crime. I wouldn't like...
Talking about it more is not going to change anything.
Okay.
There's nothing...
I'm just hoping to give you some understanding of like where we're at and why we can't just arrest her for it. But the trespassing part, we can. That's something that's an easily, like, she walks on your property, it's a automatic misdemeanor, straight to jail.
So that's pretty much the gist of it, guys. I'm going to stop right there and show you the other perspective, because this man who's sitting here actually had a TikTok that he filmed of the basically other side of this conversation, so we get to see without the blurred faces and get to actually see, human interaction instead of like two blurred boxes talking to each other, which is, I hate this. It's so dystopian and it's so against everything that we're supposed to be doing in this country. This whole blurring out everyone's faces is just absolutely ridiculous to me. It's one thing to blur out the face of a child or a victim in police body cam footage, but like this is just next level dystopian. So let's look at his TikTok that went viral on Twitter, and it's what we basically already saw, but it brings it home a little bit more in that, you can actually see people in their faces and see their expressions. So to me, I like that a little bit better. It is only 1 minute, but let's watch this.
You're saying in the state of Oregon, someone can walk up to your 2-year-old kid completely bare naked, and that's not a crime? Even if it's on your property?
Correct. Well, so it's trespassing, but what I'm saying is there's no laws against the actual nudity portion of it.
So you can expose yourself to children in Oregon?
Again, if you're not doing it for sexual gratification or the gratification of somebody else, yes, you are allowed to walk around in public.
Why are you wearing medical?
On private property, this is where I live, and someone just came and exposed themselves to my 2-year-old boy, and this officer's saying that it's not a crime. So a naked person came up onto my property here, approached my 2-year-old kid completely naked, which I ran over to him and covered his eyes so he wouldn't see. My obvious thought is to call 911 as someone's indecently exposing themselves to my child on my property. At what point did this become a normal and acceptable thing to do? The cops will literally do nothing about it. They're basically saying we have to wait for that person to do something more serious to your kid before we can intervene.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. That is exactly what they're saying. Side Money Tom. Love the name there. Your handle. Very, nuanced. So yeah, I don't know why the cop was wearing medical gloves. Like, did he hear naked person out in public and think that he was going to have to give a rectal exam to somebody? I do not know. But that was the interaction that went viral because of this man's TikTok. And he's got a point. He's got, you know, he's on the right track. He's got the right thinking. He just needs to go a step further and realize that, you know, fully red pill himself into, you know, full awakening of the mind. Because, yes, this is what they're trying to normalize. Somebody said on Twitter, this is all to usher in like pedophilia or like the sexualization of children. This is going one step further. This is all a part of the same agenda and a part of the same plan to make all of these different things, these degenerate, disgusting things, part of your normal everyday reality. And there's people out here who genuinely are okay with it and don't care. And this is one of them right here. This lesbian, absolute epitome of a lesbo, lint licker in chief right here. Okay, the governor of Oregon, Tina Kotek, or Kotek, I don't know. I just know that she looked like she would eat a mean pussy, okay? And I'm sorry, that's gross. I almost didn't want to say it, but it was coming out of my mouth so fast that I couldn't stop myself. But this right here is the reason, one of the many reasons why Oregon is in shambles, okay? And these people are walking around with their vaginas breathing the same air as all of you Oregonians, okay? And if you don't have a problem with that, you need to get serious. I don't know why Drew Carey in female form, you know, is out here dictating to anybody who gets to be naked. Nobody wants to see you, ma'am. Nobody. Not even one person, okay? You just disgust me on every level. And so Bend, Oregon posted this. In Oregon, being naked in public is not a crime. Both public indecency and private indecency have a required element of intent to arouse. That was not the case in this incident. We understand the homeowner's concern. It's always off-putting. It's more than off-putting when someone acting strangely, that's rich, is on your property, especially if your kids are present. This is very, very bizarre doublespeak, and it's giving me 1984. Anywho, however, this is a state law, so if you have concerns about Oregon's public indecency laws, we would recommend you contact the Oregon legislator to share your concerns. And I would strongly urge anybody who's currently in Oregon right now to get serious, okay? And get your shit together. And it's time to wake up. It's time to change your entire legislative bodies and upend the whole entire government. You'll need to elect a Republican conservative governor to get that place in order, because y'all are a mess out there. I can't. So this is what's going on, people. And at the same time as all of this disgusting, lewd, and degenerate behavior of naked, floppy-tittied women out here prancing around in people's front yards while their kids play. If you really want to know what kind of upside down world we're currently living in, this from Oregon, breast cancer patient dropped from family health provider after objecting to trans pride flag. So a woman undergoing treatment for breast cancer has been dropped by her medical clinic based on hurtful remarks they allege she made about LGBTQ community. Marlene Barbera, who is scheduled for a mastectomy later this month, had commented on a trans pride flag she had seen in the waiting room of the Richmond Family Medicine Center in Portland, Oregon. So she said, I wrote my director a MyChart message all about how offensive I, as a gender-critical woman, found political messaging in a healthcare setting. People who align themselves with gender-critical views often reject gender ideology, specifically as it conflates to the subjective definition of gender identity with the reality of biological sex. Most also take issue with the impact gender ideology has on the rights of women and girls. So she then went on to say that the Party of Love and Acceptance had the following reaction to her comments that she had made to her healthcare provider about something that made her feel uncomfortable at her healthcare clinic. And this is what she said: I have been threatened on Twitter by trans activists with rape and death, so it is daunting to go for medical treatment with that banner proclaiming that what I am, an adult human female, is a mere opt-in category for for any gender non-conforming male and not a reality. May I please have a telephone appointment to discuss how I may access your medical care without walking under a banner that seeks to negate all that I am. Beautiful. I mean, I love that for you, ma'am. I agree, personally. Yes, it's absolutely true. You're going in to get treated for breast cancer and you see, a disgusting mentally ill man in a dress trying to claim that he has ownership of being a woman. Yeah, it might piss you off a little bit. And this was a message that she got back from her doctor. This is abhorrent, by the way. Okay, so this is the message that she received back. Dear Marlene, this letter is to inform you that effective immediately you are discharged from receiving medical care at the Richmond Family Medicine Clinic. This action is being taken because of ongoing disrespectful and hurtful remarks about our LGBT community and staff. Aww. Please note that you are also now dismissed from all OHSU family medicine clinics, including immediate care clinics. So if you need immediate care, go die. Go fucking die about it. But if you prance up in that clinic, butt ass naked with your clam and butthole out in front of, everyone's toddler, okay, that's A-okay. All the way. 2 thumbs up. But, I'm sorry, what did you say about the trans flag? Death penalty for you? I'm sorry, death penalty? Yeah. Okay. You can go die. So these people are disgusting. And then there was this Pride crosswalk that keeps being defaced. And funny enough, Bend, Oregon. I mean, I don't know what the hell is in that water over there, but y'all need to get it together. Get it together. There's apparently a few still based individuals that are apparently not drinking out of the tap. And good for them. That defaced this Pride crosswalk because I think it's becoming a little bit of a trend, and it's a trend that I can get behind. I don't like a lot of trends, but defacing Pride crosswalks and Pride murals that are painted on the streets in a city, that is 100%. I like it. I like it. I'm not going to say I condone it because I don't know if I can get in trouble for that. But I'm just saying that, like, all of this in the road here is nothing that, a can of black paint can't fix. That's all I will say about that. And, they're saying that they're going to make it more permanent and less, easily defaceable. Well, again, I'll point to the black paint. And there's ways around things, okay? Do what you got to do, people. Stand up tall. Stand up straight for what you believe in. This is not okay, and people need to start taking back their voices and taking back their power and standing up to these woke, freak, degenerate motherfuckers and making a change within their communities. Because if not, you are going to be cucked into accepting and being a part of their gay-ass agenda, their public nudity push to get everyone's disgusting body parts in front of people's kids and desensitizing everyone until they just accept the, public raping from the government that will soon come. So what do you guys think about all this? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you like it, and please subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more like this. And until next time, y'all take it easy, and I will see y'all later. Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.